welcome to another episode of Friend Outdoors.
On today's episode, Walter and Mark are hunting the wild turkey, and the guys are in an area where they have been hearing several gobblers gobbling preseason. Can the guys get their blind and their decoys set up in a good location? And will the guys be able to locate and call in a lovesick tom? As dawn approaches, the guys hear several gobblers gobbling from their roost. They begin to make some calls, and the gobblers answer, and they sound like they are headed toward the setup. The guys get ready and wait. Here's what happens. Eventually, these two gobblers slowly start to head in our direction. These two different gobblers show up, and they're closing the distance, heading for our decoys. With Walter sitting to my right, it took just a little bit longer for those birds to come around before Walter could see them. We were very close to getting a double here. After Walter shot and his bird went down, he handed me the gun, and I tried to turn the camera. Right as I got the gun up, the bird went out of sight.
Fight. We've been watching two gobblers over here in the field, and all of a sudden two of them popped up right here. Got this. But I smoked him. Smoked him, baby. Yeah, we had two of them coming in. Yeah. Been a good morning. Good morning. You see there, all these feathers is gone. Been plucked. See, it's been plucked. All right.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Here's a quick recap of this hunt. On this particular hunt, we went into an area, this was early season, and we went into an area where we've been hearing a lot of birds gobbling in the preseason. So we moved up on this ridge, we got our blind set up, we got our decoys out in front of us, and we waited for dawn. Eventually we heard some birds gobbling from the roost. I made some soft calls, but when they flew down, they had hens with them and they went in other directions. So we waited a little bit, we grabbed our gear, we made our way up on the top of the ridge. Now where we're hunting on the top of this ridge is mainly hay fields. They've got some food plots up there and some clover patches, and there's some fences, and in one section they've got cattle. So as I'm getting close to this fence that's got a lot of brush on it, I made a series of calls and I got two birds to gobble in the next field, and they were a couple 100 yards below us. So we snuck up to the fence line, we sit down in the brush there, and I started making some calls. Eventually I saw the birds down there, they were strutting, and just strutting back and forth, they slowly started heading in our direction. But after a little bit of time, they heard a hen into the timber to their right, and eventually they made their way off in that direction. So we grabbed our gear after they were out of sight, and we made a circle kind of to our left, staying out of sight of the top field. We went around a couple 100 yards to where a finger comes off of the field. It's still on top, but it's a hayfield as well. We slipped up there, we got our blind set up, we put our decoys out, and I began to make some calls. Eventually, in the field to our right, we heard a couple birds gobbling. As we looked over there, we saw 2 longbeards, and there were several hens, and they were just strutting and following them around. So we were hoping that the turkeys would head in our direction. I continued to call every once in a while, but eventually we heard 2 more birds gobble that didn't sound as far away. So Dad peeked out the blind to the right, and he saw 2 longbeards heading for our decoys, and they were coming pretty quick. So he quickly put his head net on. I got the camera ready, and because Dad is sitting to my right, he can't see these birds until they're almost in front of him. So as they strutted into view and they come right into the decoys, I thought the bird on the left was a little more nervous than the bird on the right. They were both strutting, but they'd been watching these decoys for a while and they hadn't moved. So I went ahead and told Dad to take the shot. He took the shot and the bird went down. I turned the camera on the second bird as Dad handed me the shotgun, and I attempted to get a shot at the second bird. Right as I got the gun up, the bird stepped out of view and got away from us. But it was a great hunt, making memories. We're so happy to capture it on film. It was a great time. And we hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please hit that thumb up like button. We really appreciate it. Think about subscribing to our channel. Again, it doesn't cost anything, just helps our channel to grow. Also on this channel, we got a lot of short videos. Most of these videos, again, are just 15 seconds, a lot of different animals. We take pride in trying to put quality short videos up, so give them a chance. We think you'll like them. We'd also like to thank our military personnel. Thank you for your service. Now for a preview of an upcoming episode on Friend Outdoor Adventures.